Hello, Pisces. Welcome and welcome back, my loves. We're going to get into another reading. I was hearing this message in my head. I don't know why I've been hearing Maury Povich references, but just like the unicorns thing, I've heard several references today. And it's not even that late in the day. It's like 9:45. Well, it's 9:40. What is it? 9:48. Okay. I really need to get my glasses. But anyway, I heard this message that you guys are like human lie detectors. The lie detector determined that was a lie. Oh! And it's just funny because it's like, it's not even like just with people. I feel like it's just with situations. Anything that doesn't compute in your mind or doesn't make sense in your mind, it can be kind of subjective. But I feel like that goes into it. Because the way that other people would look at things is exactly why you're able to be the lie detector. It's like you're a psychic detective. You can pick up on these little psychic wavelengths or like anomalies, I want to call it. And that's what allows you, because you are subjective. You are looking at things from your point of view. And while it's great to be objective in a lot of situations, I feel like sometimes that subjectivity helps us to see things from a unique perspective. And when you work with other people, your objectivity can help you empathize. But when you are in a position of maybe a protector or a guide, right? You don't want to be the guide in the jungle, guiding a group of people through the jungle and then have like an objective attitude. You want to have your own unique set of experiences, your wisdom and your knowledge to help guide you through the jungle. Because subjectively, you may see something that objectively the other group of people doesn't see, and that's how you protect them. Okay? So you're like a human lie detector. You know, the wavelengths and the little anomalies in jumps in energy. I feel like you can pick up on that. And it may cause some type of reaction to where you know that this is happening. So pay attention to that. But yeah. You know, because like, hey, you might be in the jungle on a tour and Bigfoot is over there in the corner and like your guide doesn't know it's Bigfoot. That would be crazy. So if you are someone who gives advice or helps guide people, I feel like this is an asset. And some people may see it as you know, being critical of people. You know, like when you're in group settings or you have friends groups and you feel like, oh, something is off with that person. And you tell someone, and people who are close to you who really know you and they like actually love you and care about you, they tend to understand. I think a lot of times, unfortunately, we find ourselves with people who don't understand, so they don't see. And it's like what people have been saying lately a lot. What I've been hearing is that I'm not wrong. I'm just early. So for you guys and the people around you who understand you, they're like, no, Pisces, they be knowing, right? Those are the people who care about you. Those are the people who support you. They're like, nah, Pisces be knowing. They're the human lie detector. They're the human psychic detective. And if they're saying this now, I need to keep an eye on that, right? And then you'll have those people who really don't understand you, which is not necessarily like bad, but they don't understand. And they only see it from their perspective or the group's perspective. And they'll be like, well, I don't know, Pisces saying that, but I don't necessarily believe that. And then sometimes they even go so far as to fuck up and tell the person who you don't really vibe with what you said, which then puts a target on you and it creates a whole problem and all these things. But anyway, that's what I feel like you guys need to know. So while we love to talk about balance and while we love to talk about, equilibrium being on point, you also sometimes have to see how certain biases and prejudices, even though it sounds bad, your subjective opinions that sometimes align with those words can be beneficial, especially if you're in charge of people or aligned with people in a way where you're guiding them or helping to lead them. You can't always look at life the way that everybody else in the group looks at life. Sometimes you have to be able to pick up on those weird vibrations. And I feel like that's what you guys do. Anyway, I don't know what the message is that's going to come out, but we're just going to see what you need to know from Spirit when it comes to this energy. So you may be picking up on someone's vibe and you could feel like, nah, that's a little bit off, right? You may be picking up on someone who you feel like is wearing a mask or lying. You may be picking up on situations in the atmosphere, in your environments, with whatever subject that you're focusing on that shows anomalies. It's like a Richter scale for earthquakes. When they basically detect earthquakes or tsunamis or potential volcanic eruptions, it's like you have a built-in scale that shows you, okay, these are the signs that this volcano is about to erupt metaphorically. I'm picking up on it, sensing the vibration. So don't doubt that, right? And don't feel bad if you have these types of informative breakthroughs that people don't take it seriously, okay? So what is the message, guardian angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration, Father, Mother, God, for Pisces? Y'all be sure, okay, to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Anything you need to know is below. Thank you guys for being here. I hope these messages help. What is the message for Pisces? Are you okay? Oh, shit. You cool? Is you cool? Is you cool, bitch? 19. It says, are you okay? It is important that you ask for help if you need it. I just find it so funny because people don't understand. It's like, it's like, it doesn't even have to be an outburst. I'm trying to think of a metaphor where somebody was tripping out like this, a movie or a TV show. And I can't think of one other than like The Sixth Sense. And I just did that reading where one of the title options was The Sixth Sense. But like the girl in The Sixth Sense knew what was going on and nobody believed her. She kept leaving them glasses of water all over the house. And didn't nobody understand that girl. They thought that girl was crazy. Is you cool? Is you cool? Anyway, you are not a victim of your DNA. Interesting. Your environment has a huge influence on your life, not just your DNA. Yes. So nature versus nurture. Yeah, this is definitely like highlighting things that are built in, like that built-in Richter scale, also reacting to your environment. Okay. And then spirit guides, 58. Are you drawn to channeling or to connect with the other side? Yeah, so your spirit guides are sending you messages. They're like, look, we got your back. If you feel like you're tripping, or if people try to act like you're tripping or crazy for the things that you say or do, listen, ask us for help. Let us know when you need us to come and help step in. to either communicate something or to provide reassurance personally for the things that you feel and the reactions that you receive. I feel like that's what it is. Some of you guys may need to ask for help in situations because you're coming to the point where you're nearing the end of a cycle and you may be very frustrated with people asking you, like, are you okay? You may be very frustrated with people asking you, like, if you need help. And listen, if you do, just say you do. But I feel like this is kind of a situation where, like, you feel like maybe nobody's going to understand you or relate to you. And if that's the case, you may be picking up on the vibrations on your Richter scale that tell you you're not in a safe environment to ask people around you for help because they may not genuinely want to help you. So I'm not going to tell you not to listen to that. But sometimes that could be a projection. That could be an illusion, right? You just have to discern what situation is true for you. But I think some of you, if you're not in that position, some of you just feel tired of people thinking that something is wrong with you when there's nothing like wrong with you for real. Like, you just be speaking on things that you feel like spirit has channeled through you or guided you to say, and people think you crazy or you're depressed or you're going through something. It's like, bitch, I am fine. Are you okay? Because you're not listening. That's why it's funny to me, because it's like, come on, you're reacting to your environment, and the way your environment is presenting itself is causing a reaction within your DNA. And if your DNA is that of channeling and abilities psychically, then you are definitely going to be reacting to the things that are going on around us, because motherfuckers is out here opening portals and releasing demons and doing chants and shit, doing rituals, and you picking up on all this energy and you just like, oh Lord, Father God, like, oh Lord, help me. Jesus. Are you okay? No, I'm not okay. I'm okay, but I wish you would stop asking me if I'm okay. Like, not everything, it kind of feels like not everything is a cry for help. Sometimes it's literally just guidance and messages that spirit gives you so that you can share it with the masses. And people think you crazy or something. It's just like, come on. Is you cool? I don't know. Maybe it's just funny to me, bitch. I don't know. Let's get some more cards. Like human lie detector. Ace Ventura, psychic detective. It just feels funny. It's crazy. It's comedy in here. Okay. So it's like, also, if you look at karma from a balanced perspective and you say, you know what, some of the things that I might be experiencing or going through are things that I need to work through to heal. And spirit is like, yes, that's true. You are part of it is your DNA. Part of it is karma that you have to work through. But part of it is that you're picking up on all these rituals and demons being summoned and rituals being done and portals being opened by these goofy ass motherfuckers who think they can be God. So don't take it personal. Don't take it personal when people don't understand what you're saying or doing, because I don't feel like you're wrong. I just feel like you're ahead of time or you're early. And the crazy part is, like, you always think you're late, but you're not. You're right on time. Okay. And actually, sometimes the fact that you're right on time means that people aren't going to respond until later, because if you're telling somebody something that they can't see, it's happening right in front of them, but it's happening in an invisible realm. You are the high priestess. You see beyond the veil. And even though the veil has been lifted and it's literally dropped to the floor like a hose draws, people still be in denial for a while. And it's like, okay, even if you are on time, technically that makes you a little bit early, right? Because what do they say at jobs? If you're on time, you're late. And if you're early, you're on time. So it kind of feels like you guys aren't wrong. You're just early and you're actually on time. But because people have such a delayed reaction to reality, it makes you kind of early. That's why I tell you guys, if you go back and watch the readings from like 2 years ago, bro, literally, if you go back and watch the readings from like 2 years ago, that will help you out a lot. Okay? Everybody wants to think it's current energy. That's fine. But if you really go back and look at the readings from 2 years ago, child, do yourself a favor. That's on you. You grown. Anyway, what else? That's going to be my new word. Anyway, what else is the message for Pisces? Blossoming. Something else. Ooh. Blossoming. Jealous. In love. Jaded. I feel like somebody's jealous that people are interested in you. Or people love you. People support you. There's someone who's creeping. Sneaking and geeking. I just heard gooning. Who's gooning? Listen, somebody has definitely I feel like somebody could definitely be upset that you're in love with a person. Someone loves you. People love you, whether it's platonic or romantic, or that you love what it is that you do and you're very passionate. Because this jaded card is like boredom. It's like the Four of Cups. It's like an energy where someone is bored, disinterested, disillusioned, lethargic, not really excited or happy about anything. Someone who doesn't have a lot to look forward to. It's like you have a bright future. Something is blossoming for you in your life. Whatever it is that you're doing. Even if it's a relationship, it's blossoming. If it's your career, it's blossoming. And someone is feeling jealous that you love what you do, or you're receiving love, or you're in love, or you have people who love you around you. Somebody's really jealous of that. Gifted, see what I'm saying? Or that God loves you. Okay, let's speak on it, bitch. Makeup. It's something about makeup too, like wearing makeup. Someone could be jealous that you're just gifted with, nice skin, positive features or favorable features, that you are attractive, even if you have unique beauty, right? You could have unique beauty. And you could be very different when it comes to your looks. And somebody may look conventionally beautiful, but they're jealous of you because your beauty is unique. And they may be attractive, but because you stand out and maybe you have strong eyes or interesting eyes, or you have high cheekbones, or you have a unique facial structure, or you have a very smooth skin tone, or maybe you have I was going to say weird hair color. Interesting, I said weird. It kind of just slipped out. But there's something about your style, your swag, your general features that even if a person is attractive or they attract people, they don't get the same reaction or response that you do. Okay? Oh my God. That's funny. Is you cool, bitch? You don't seem like you cool. It seems like you tripping. Someone's jealousy is growing for you. They're becoming more and more jealous. Your gifts are expanding and blossoming. I feel like this could be someone who does wear a lot of makeup, or is someone who has been a part of your life in the past. I feel like they're also envious because you're making up some type of, you're making up for some type of lost time, or you're getting something that was denied from you before, but now it's you get to make up all of the things that you didn't get to do back then, maybe when they were around you, and you get to do it now. If you're not okay, please ask your spirit team for help. You are not a victim of your DNA, card number 62. I feel like you're making progress when it comes to working through any past life karma, any South Node energy. and making better decisions. And that's why you're coming to the end of a cycle and there's completion here. And it's just like, oh my God, this was just so exhausting. 58 is spirit guides. So I feel like in order to make peace, reconcile within yourself what happened during this cycle, spirit wants you to call on them for help, okay? What else for Pisces? Politics, politician. Okay, one more card. Somebody is not... See, and I knew it. It could be a water sign or an earth sign. That came out in reverse. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Politics, politician came out damn near in reverse. It says the situation could involve politics or a politician. I don't think it's actually a politician. I just feel like somebody trying to convince people against you or talk people out of like whatever they're trying to do. I don't know. It's not working because the politicking ain't working. Whoever's trying to convince you of something about yourself or convince others of something about you is falling on deaf ears because people are seeing this person as being very mean or being very bitter. It says a situation could involve a woman who is mean-spirited or very stuck in her ways. This could also be someone who is seeking some type of revenge. Yeah. And it could be a water sign or an earth sign. Where, yeah, blossoming also indicates fertility. It's like fertile ground. I feel like you're fertile or your projects are fertile, your relationships are fertile. And there's something about the fertility in the water. Yeah, and I said something about a drought, didn't I? I said something about something being dry recently. And I feel like someone is upset because your ground is fertile and your flowers are blossoming, your seeds are blossoming, your seeds are growing, and whatever there somebody's in a drought. So whoever this person is either needs some dick or some pussy, or they are running low on funds. They're not as fluid with their income. There's something about a drought in their life where they're not receiving love, they're not receiving support, they're not getting a lot of attention. They may be running on empty, literally in their car or in their bank account. I'm telling you, somebody is dried up, washed up. You know when you wash your hands and your skin get dry, you got to put lotion on? Somebody could have dry skin, eczema, I don't know. But anyway, there's this enthusiasm and excitement that you have for what you do or who you're with or your people. And this person doesn't have that same situation. Feeling like a movie, you may find yourself in a situation that feels like you're in some dream or that you're in a movie. Things may turn out better than anticipated. I feel like you have a real life supervillain. That's crazy. You have a real life supervillain. It's just, man, magic. See what I'm saying? Magic is behind the current situation. And see, people, like, that's why I try to make it as accessible to all of you guys to understand the message as I can. Because not everybody's dealing with psychic attacks. Not all of you guys are dealing with spiritual warfare. Okay? Some of y'all are just dealing with some raggedy ass coworkers. But, okay, so if we look at it subjectively, objectively, I don't know which one. Sometimes, even though you think it's just irritating ass coworkers, hating ass coworkers, that can be the form of a psychic attack, depending on what level spiritually that you're on. And I don't think it's a competition, but what I'm saying is, like, me as a reader, not saying I'm a big reader, small reader, whatever. Me as a reader who puts my gifts on blast is going to have a different type or a higher level of psychic attacks, a different level of spiritual warfare than some of you who may be in a position working at a corporate job or working for a boss or for a company. It doesn't make it any less or more difficult. I mean, sometimes, I'm going to be honest with y'all, sometimes it does. But for the most part, the metaphor is the same. And it could just be that you're meant to do something, with your hobbies or skills that you have outside of your job, or you're meant to be someone who makes changes in that company that helps people like you have a more smooth experience. Whatever it is that your purpose is at this time in this moment, no matter where it leads you long term, you have that purpose still, even if it's something that people see or don't see. It could just be to raise a child who's going to have the cure for something or have the solution for something in the future. And it may feel like something small, like some person at your job who constantly tries to mess with you, but really it's because if that psychic attack or spiritual warfare breaks you down enough to make you quit, then that could put your life and the life of that child who you're molding to do whatever they're meant to do in the future at a detriment. So it's like there are different levels to it. And I feel like a lot of you guys have your own real life supervillain. They've assigned you a supervillain, bitch. Okay. And this person is dry. Because when she shriveled up and turned into that old lady on Snow White, she was all crusty and wrinkly and looked like she needed a facial. Looks like she needed a facelift or something. She needed to go call Kris Jenner or somebody to come and connect and give her people. Yeah. Is you cool? Anyway, y'all gotta laugh sometimes. This spiritual stuff is not that serious, bro. It be serious, but listen, maybe I'm unserious. I use humor and comedy to prevent myself from constantly crying. I just don't feel like it's worth it to constantly cry. I feel like it's more fun to be funny. Laugh, lovelies. Anyway, what is the message with this situation for Pisces? And this is where the lie detector part could come in, because I just thought about that. Whoever this is could be lying or acting as if they're not jealous, acting as if they're happy with their life, acting as if their money is straight, acting as if they cool, but they not cool. They may even ask you, are you okay? And I don't want you to think that all of your people who check on you are hidden enemies. Don't be stupid. What I'm saying is, this could be a person who makes it seem like you're not okay, or they make it seem like you always need their help, or it makes it seem like they're concerned when maybe they're not, and you feel like something is off with this person. Don't doubt that, right? Don't be side-eyeing everybody who loves you, because again, that's crazy. But if you feel that and it's resonating, there may be a there, okay? What is the message for Pisces? Oh, good Lord! Good Lord! 5 of Wands, full reverse. See, there's the there. Yep, 9 of Wands. And the 2 of Swords. You acting like you don't see it, but you see it. You putting up a boundary with somebody because you like, bitch, hold on. Motherfucker, hold on. You need to, hey. Somebody coming close to you with their arms embraced, trying to hand you the apple. No, bitch, that's poison. Don't. See, and with this 2 of Swords, it's like, yeah, the veil is over her eyes, but you can see her eyes, which means if you could see her eyes, she could probably see you. You get what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, I feel like you are resting against any type of conflict right now. You could be in a period of rejuvenation. Somebody is getting plastic surgery, or they had like a facelift or facial rejuvenation, something like that. Juvederm, CQ. I don't even know where I'm pulling that from, but I feel like I heard that somewhere. But it's like you could be resting and recharging, and you're just observing, you're not taking any action right now when it comes to the tension or conflict that you feel between you and a person. But you peeping game. You ain't stupid. You see what's going on. I also feel like because you're in like this energy of recharging, your energy reserves are building up. So you don't feel like it's very much point to confronting somebody on something. I feel like you see that as being unimportant, right? You probably set a boundary with this person. With the Fool reversed and the Five of Wands, it's like there's a person here who either wants you to stay in some type of conflict and not do anything about it, or they want you to stay confused so that you don't take action. There's something here where a person is fighting, but they're making stupid decisions, or they're fighting for the wrong reasons, or it's like they're going back and forth with people. I don't know. This feels like drama, chaos, conflict that just feels pointless, and you could be protecting yourself from this, or preventing your involvement in this, as like limiting your involvement as much as possible, or limiting your time around this person as much as possible. I feel like this is a person who is afraid to take action. Like, they may not even be someone who has arguments with people. This may not be someone who's confrontational. It could literally be someone who's conflicted in their mind, so much so, Two of Swords, and confused in their mind, so much so, Two of Swords, where they're very indecisive. They don't ever pick a side. They can never make a decision. They just constantly like bounce back and forth or ride the fence in situations. And because of that, they never take action on the things that they should take action on, right? And then it keeps perpetuating that confusion. So whether you're dealing with a confrontational person or a very like overly passive person, either way, it's not good. Like, and that's why I tell you guys, like, I talked about that whole comment situation. I brought that comment up, and I know you guys are saying positive things. Y'all all the time are just the sweetest people in the world. And you don't want me to worry about things. You don't want me to address things because you don't want me to be stressed out. You feel strongly about like ignoring things and stuff like that. And I totally get it. But like I told you guys recently, and I said to several people in the comments, it's like, listen, all that love and light bullshit, it's great when everything is peaceful, but what happens when there's war? And I'm not trying to warmonger. I don't like violence. I'm very non-confrontational, honestly. Like, I will be quiet and not say something for a really long time, but that is not always the solution. It's not necessarily good to be overly passive, just as much as it's not necessarily good to be overly confrontational. It's not necessarily good to be extremely negative and pessimistic, but there are also downsides to being excessively positive and optimistic, because it's a thing. We call it false positivity or toxic positivity. You get what I'm saying? So there has to be a balance in between. And if everybody in the spiritual community is always running and hiding from aggression and from bullying and from harassment, then how the fuck are we supposed to get anything done? And if that makes me a crazy person, or if that makes me pressed, or if that makes me angry, or if that makes me the person who, doesn't get it, or that, you can't vibe with, then I understand that. But I'm done being nice to people who treat me like shit. I'm done giving grace to people who feel that they can take it upon themselves to attempt to knock me down a level. I'm done having compassion and space and holding space for motherfuckers. My back is already too big as it is, bitch. Okay? We need to cut down on extra space. I need to put some of this back in storage because I don't have no more space. And it doesn't mean I wish anybody ill. It doesn't mean that, I don't, respect your opinion if you feel otherwise. I do. But like, when is it going to come a time where the people who have a mission have the confidence to come out of the shadows and execute their mission. Because you can't execute your mission from the shadows. You can't find love from your living room. We've seen how that works with the dating sites. Listen, you can have your opinion, that's mine. But you can't fight darkness from within the darkness. It's like you have to step out. You have to move. You can't be afraid to do anything and, shut yourself down and close yourself down and hide and seclude yourself and conceal yourself all the time. Because that ain't gonna solve shit. Because just like in Game of Thrones, when Ned Stark had the opportunity to sit on the throne because he should have been the king, because he had the right mindset, because he was balanced in a fair and honorable way, he was too afraid to step into the light because it challenged his comfort zones. And so who got to sit on the throne? Baratheon man. Big old fat man. Who wasn't doing a good job, who spent up all the crown's money, and who basically got himself in a position where his reign was basically dishonored by his raggedy wife and her incestuous relationship with her brother. Like, come on now. And then what happened? It got Ned with his head on a spike. You get what I'm saying? Because when he finally had the courage to speak up, he did not have any support. When he finally had the courage to come out of the shadows, when he was forced out of the shadows, he didn't have any support and he didn't have the right mindset, which sometimes requires you to be fucking ruthless. And what I'm saying is, it feels like a lot of you guys are reserving your energy and you don't want to fight with somebody unnecessarily, but you peeping game. And basically you seeing what's going on. So if it does come a day where you got to go ahead and lay down the law, you have all of your ducks in a row and all of your receipts in order, and you put it on a nice PowerPoint presentation to go ahead and show people what's going on. 9 of coins. You're ready. What's the 5 of Wands in the Fool reverse? 3 of Swords. Yeah, I feel like somebody is just like lying. Honestly, the 3 of Swords. I just said lie detector, human lie detector. You can tell that somebody's lying or they don't know what they're talking about. I don't know if this is somebody who you're just meeting in passing, but it kind of feels like somebody's trying to convince people that you're mean or that you're aggressive or that you're confrontational or that you make bad decisions. But I don't think that's really what it is. I just think that you're able to pick up on things and see things that other people can't see. And you can tell that somebody's here lying. King of Swords, you may not. Yeah, King of Swords, King of Cups. You could be a masculine dealing with a raggedy ass feminine. Or your masculine energy comes out when you feel like you have to put your shields up or be aggressive. Be aggressive. By the way, Bring It On came on Peacock after that reading. It popped up on there. We Bring It On again and Save the Last Dance. And I don't know if they got American Pie on there, but all the 90s movies popped up after I did that reading. Funny. Interesting, though. You really do know what's going on. You may have a strong air placement. Possibly Libra for some of you guys that's activated right now. This could be indicative of Libra season. But I just feel like there's a way that you're going about doing something and there's 2 different sides to you. And it's like you don't revel in bringing this side of yourself out. But sometimes you have to. So the message is that either someone is lying in an effort to foolishly start a conflict for you, or someone is lying in an effort to foolishly start a conflict with you. Okay, because there's a difference. Or you can tell that someone is lying about their rah-rah energy. Because someone may have a lot of smoke for you or a lot of smoke for somebody else, but it's like, that either they're going to get you in unnecessary trouble because they're confrontational, or that they could put you in a detrimental situation because when it comes time for the fight to take place, they're going to be a coward. You get what I'm saying? Why is this message coming out for Pisces? Why is this message coming out for Pisces? Four of Cups. Yeah, because that's the Four of Cups energy. I just talked about that. Someone is either ungrateful for what you're telling them or trying to show them, or they just don't understand. They don't see the value of it. They think there's value in something else that's not really real. That cup up there is not real. He's dreaming about that cup in the sky that don't exist and ignoring all three of these cups that he has here. So it's like, I feel like somebody doesn't appreciate you, or they don't value what you're saying, or they just don't understand because they're not looking at the reality. Their head is in the clouds. Bitches is confused. Okay, Eight of Wands and the Page of Cups. So there could be some communication coming in that is disappointing, or this person could start to move in a very disappointing way. Somebody's head is definitely in the clouds. I feel like you may regret telling this person something in the future because you're going to start to see them move in questionable ways that disappoint you as like a friend. It feels like this is a friend or somebody who was your friend. It's like this could be somebody who you're excited about something and you tell them something that you're excited about and they don't really like respond. They kind of look disappointed or jealous. You get what I'm saying? Six of Coins. It's like you may receive some disappointing news about someone, or someone is disappointed because you're getting something and they're not. Nine of Wands, Eight of Coins. This could be about your work. This could be about something balancing out in your life, possibly financially or professionally. I also feel like you're putting up a boundary with this person because you want to focus on your schedule. You want to be productive. I feel like you're trying to juggle your time. It's like you're really trying to prioritize what's important and weigh the pros and cons of what you can and cannot do. I feel like you're trying to be realistic about the amount of time, energy, money, and effort that you have to put into a relationship or put into a person or put into a situation. And somebody it's like they're agreeing with your boundary, but then later it's like they're expressing disappointment about it. And you're kind of like, are you crazy? Like, it's like somebody agreeing to something and then later having a problem with it. So, like, even if something happens between you and a person, y'all patch things up. You make peace with this person. Later on, it's like they're still upset or they're still holding a grudge or they still have animosity towards you because of it. Or you set a boundary with this person and they say yes to it, but they are really kind of like faking, so to speak, because they kind of don't respect the boundary or they don't understand why you're setting the boundary and they still have an issue with it. And then it comes up again and you're like, really? And it's like you can tell that they're kind of trying to like inch their way over the boundary. First they put a toe, then they put their finger, then they step a little bit and their little hip is in, like, come on now. Somebody wants to see if you bend. And I feel like whatever somebody agreed to in the past, when it comes to like a truce, they want to see if you'll bend, or they want to see if you're serious. And it's like, don't try me, bitch. I said I was serious, didn't I? You know, and that's kind of what it feels like. Judgment, 9 of Swords, 6 of Wands, Chariot. Yeah, and this feels like some type of professional success that you guys are having as well. You feel like this person is over your shoulder and micromanaging you. It's like the 9 of Swords. You see how that motherfucking face? That's the devil's face in this deck. It's like you're realizing that this person is raising the dead, or it's like you realize this person is the type of person to hold a grudge or to bring shit back up and throw it in your face when it's convenient for them. And that's going to disappoint you, because you're going to be like, what? Because you said, or they do something manipulative based on a boundary that you set to be spiteful, right? So just say you have a friend, they don't invite you out to something, but they invite a bunch of other people, and then they make sure to post on social media to see that your ass wasn't invited. And you be like, well, why didn't you tell me that y'all were doing this or that? Innocently, like trying to figure it out. Page of Cups, 4 of Cups. And they say, well, you said that you was focusing on your career, so I didn't think you had time. Bitch, you being petty. It's that type of stuff. You get what I'm saying? So it's like either they're going to secretly hold a grudge, or they're going to throw it back in your face and try to manipulate your words or your boundaries to make it seem like something petty, just to make you feel left out or unincluded, because they're jealous and envious of your success and the fact that things are moving forward quickly for you in your life. You're getting attention, or somebody is trying to get your attention in this way because they feel like you're not giving them attention. I feel like you guys are getting attention. Judgment, 6 of Wands. I feel like you guys are very successful, and you're realizing that things are moving forward quickly. This is what's going to happen. This is why you need to know this, because things are starting to progress. 8 of Wands, we saw as well. Things are going to start to progress, and you're not going to have as much time. And I feel like you're going to realize that this person is in a way trying to intimidate you or antagonize you into feeling bad about not prioritizing them more. When, bitch, you aren't that important. It might sound cold. And I love people all the time in my life. But folks know. Folks know. And I don't say bitch to people. I'm not disrespectful like that. This is my inner thoughts. And it's not always that way. But when I'm telling y'all this, in order for you to understand the severity and the importance of this message so that you don't play around and not take it seriously, bitch. Because I could be soft and kind and, let you know, like, you're going to have to choose, Pisces. You're going to, it's going to feel weird, and it might be a little crazy. And, this person, they might ask you a few questions about it. And, it's going to be something that you have to explain over and over again because they're not going to get it. No, bitch. This motherfucker, if they want you to be annoyed or scared or ashamed of choosing yourself, fuck that bitch. That's what it is. Do you hear me now? Singular Wireless? Singularly minded. Because at the end of the day, how many times have you poured into your own cup less than what you poured into other people's cup? How many times have you been there to help other people, but nobody has asked you if you cool? Is you cool? And then you finally do something for yourself and pour into yourself because it doesn't feel like nobody else is going to do it. And here go this motherfucker holding a grudge because you set a boundary, bringing it back up and throwing it in your face, using it to try to manipulate your emotions. Fuck that. Anyway, success is on the horizon. Spirit is trying to get you to see that right now. They're trying to get you to see that you're about to get a lot of attention. You're about to get noticed, and you're about to wake up to how successful or victorious you really are. And if you feel anxiety about setting a boundary with this person or putting your foot down with this person out of fear of violence or pain or somebody trying to make you feel bad about what you're doing or make you feel like they're more important than what your priorities are, I'm just letting you know, fuck that bitch, okay? Oh, and you guys, y'all like the video and subscribe. I know there's a lot of things that this platform kind of bullies us into telling you to do along with the other things that I have as far as services. If y'all want to book a reading or book an email session, be sure to click the link below for my booking page. Please like the video, engage with the content. If it's resonating, let me know. Have you experienced something like this recently? Do you sense that somebody may be a problem like this in the future? Let me know in the comments, and let me know if your experience kind of relates to this, or if you have another metaphor or example of how this might play out if you've already been through it. Because it does help fellow Pisces. It helps me too, you know, to be able to pinpoint what the cards are kind of saying. But also they have this new feature on YouTube where you can hype a creator, and it really does help smaller creators like me to get boosted up through the algorithm. So if you guys do see the option to hype the video, I haven't seen it on my other channels for other people. So I feel like rolling out slowly to people, and I feel like you guys can see it, but maybe because I'm a content creator, I can't hype other people up. I don't know. But I don't know exactly where it is. So if you know where the hype button is, let me know in the comments. And if you guys could hype the video, I think you can do it up to 3 times or something like that. I don't know how it works, y'all. I think you can do it up to 3 times a week, or 3 videos a week you can hype up. So I think they also allow you to pay to hype, but I don't want y'all to have to do that. I'd rather y'all just donate. We got Venmo, PayPal, and Zelle below. If you want to contribute to the channel. But if you guys could like the video and hype up the video, that would be really, really helpful. Okay. Child, I don't have no control over these creative decisions that these people make. All right. Half of them, I don't know if it's really people. Half of them be acting like bots. Okay. But anyway, Scorpio energy is out here. We have the Fool reverse. That could be Aquarius, Aries, maybe. Aquarius, Aries, maybe Leo, Libra, and I want to say Scorpio. Anyway, what is the advice? Chariot, move forward. Don't look behind you. Look in front of you. And this is the thing. You're going to make new friends. Spirit is taking you with this chariot to a place where you're going to be around more like-minded people. And you may have like-minded people around you now. Cherish them. Be grateful for them. Keep them around. But there's also a need for you to understand where you're going and where you're being led, and not to be afraid of, you know, the little things that happen with people, and, you know, things that people don't necessarily like, because you're not going to be able to please everybody. These 2 horses on the chariot indicate like choosing a direction. Things are going to move quickly, so you need to choose what direction you're going to take. Making a decision, standing on your decision, standing on business like all the folks is talking about. Okay. I feel like this also signifies your thoughts compared to your actions, and your thoughts may not match up with your actions. So you have to get those in alignment, and you also have to make a decision about what direction you're going to move. Okay? Because if your horses are going in 2 different directions, it's going to be difficult for you to make progress. If you want to have something for yourself, but you're constantly trying to please other people, then like you're not in alignment with the directions. Your horses are not going in the same direction. Okay? At the bottom, we have 4 of Wands. Yeah. And the Ace of Wands. Yeah, it's like accomplishing your goal. There's something about this 5 of Wands. I might clarify that. 4 of Wands and the Ace of Wands. You also could have different intentions. I feel like Spirit is trying to tell you that where you're going and where someone else is going is clashing. That's what the clash is. What you believe and what someone else believes clashes. It's like friction. Y'all are not thinking in the same way. You don't have the same mindset. You may not be going in the same direction in life, and that's all right. Because when you're on the road and on your journey, there are going to be people and spirits and souls walking with you. But it doesn't always mean that y'all are going to veer off in the same ways. They may take the right path, you may take the left path. They may take the left path, you may go down the middle or go to the right. And I feel like as the relationship moves forward, you have difference of opinions or you have a different path that you're following. What's the Five of Wands? Interesting. Wow. King of Swords. Because I feel like what you're saying conflicts with what somebody else believes or what someone else desires. But see, that's the thing. I don't think you hold it against this person, but I feel like there's this, I don't think you hold it against this person, but I also feel like you're not going to let them make you feel guilty because you have a difference of opinion. Like, I don't think King of Swords is clearly communicating something. The King of Swords is not the Page of Swords. The King of Swords is not the Knight of Swords. The King of Swords is very intelligent, very articulate, and has the experience to back up what they say. And often the King of Swords brings order to some type of chaos. So it looks like to me that you're bringing order to some type of chaos or foolish fuckery behavior. And it's like you're setting the record straight or bringing order to the chaos and somebody has a problem with it. And it's like, bitch, you ain't even seen battle. You ain't even seen what I've seen. You don't know what I know. And it doesn't mean you don't have things that you know that I may not know. It just means don't tell me what I fucking know or what I should believe. And you might not like it, but you can't say it's a lie. It's facts. You know it's facts. Everybody's so goddamn sensitive. And then look, the Queen of Swords. You get what I'm saying? This could also be a group of people who are arguing, fighting. This could be a brother and a sister and a father. This could be an ex-husband, ex-wife, and maybe someone else. Okay, I don't know. There was a lie that was told here, and somebody did something foolish in reaction to that lie. And now there's some type of order being brought to the chaos, or the confrontation was due to the chaos that was caused by whatever this was. What's the Three of Swords? Seven of Swords. Yeah, so somebody got caught lying, stealing, cheating. There could have also been a strategy to team up, like two people teamed up to come after one person. It's like you may not know who the culprit is, but you can feel what's going on. You know what they're doing. Four of Swords, Queen of Wands. Wow. What's the Seven of Swords reversed? Ooh, Ace of Pentacles reversed. Okay. So somebody's a liar. They lie, they cheat, they deceive, they betray. They stab people in the back. Seven of Swords, Three of Swords, that's 10 of Swords. And I feel like there could have been a missed opportunity here because someone lied, or someone could have received an opportunity because of a lie or based off of a lie. And I feel like now they're losing it because whoever this is finding out that they lied to get the opportunity. Or you could be receiving something because someone else lied and it's found out that you are telling the truth. This could also be a situation where you're not giving a person a chance to lie to you, to betray you, to hurt you, to steal from you, to deceive you, to stab you in the back. Because it's like, that's again what I'm saying. It's like later on, because of the signs that you're picking up on your Richter scale of lie detectability that's within your DNA, you can see that in the future, this person's volatile nature or their confrontational nature or something about the fact that they're a coward is going to cause a problem for you in the future. They are going to be a liability. Page of Wands, Seven of Cups. They are not dependable. I feel like you're disappointed because I don't think you want this person to feel bad, but you also don't want to suffer. Wow, Two of Cups. There's definitely a connection between a King of Swords and a Queen of Swords, but there's also a King of Pentacles involved and a Queen of Wands involved. Okay, Six of Swords, Eight of Swords. You're moving forward and you're navigating through difficult situations, and I feel like you could be communicating to this person about it, and it's like you have different ideas of how to handle the situation, and I just feel like you don't know exactly like how to prove it, or you may not have like solid proof of it, but you can sense that this person has fear or anxiety about you like coming together with someone, or you feel this Four of Cups coming off of them when it comes to everything I talked about why Spirit wants you to know this. You can feel it coming off of them. Yeah. So what I said, what's the Chariot for advice? Queen of Swords, period. The Queen of Swords don't play no games, and she don't care if your feelings get hurt. Four of Coins, Star card, just because her boobies is out. The Queen of Swords is exposing something. The Queen of Swords has held her tongue for a while, but she's exposing something because she wants to accomplish her goal, and she's using her sword of communication, or either verbal communication, written communication, thoughts, to cut through some bullshit that's creating some type of conflict or negativity to her accomplishing her goal. What's the Queen? Okay. The Lovers. Seven of Pentacles. And the Page of... See, but that's what I'm saying. The Lover's slick came out in reverse. It flipped around. I feel there's a situation where this Queen of Swords is making a choice. And she's thought about it for a long time. But I feel like whoever this person is doesn't agree with this Queen of Swords choice. But they are the Page of Swords. Do you get what I'm saying? You can't come at the Queen of Swords with Page of Swords energy. Whatever this is a good choice. Whatever you're doing is a good choice. Whether it's speaking up, writing something, putting a statement out there, whatever it is that you're doing, putting something in a book, writing about your experience, communicating your boundaries with the person. You've thought about this choice for a long time, and I feel like Spirit has allowed you to collect data over a long period of time. I feel like you've observed this person for a long time. So if you're setting a boundary with them, there's a reason. You're going off of evidence. You're going off of receipts. You're collecting data. You're picking up on the patterns. You're doing scientific experiments with the data that you collect, metaphorically, to figure out what you need to do. This is not just some random decision that you're making. This is something that you thought about for a long time. Someone is very much so intelligent and calculated. And it's like somebody who just got in the game think that they know how to tell. It's like, would you tell a surgeon how to do brain surgery, bitch? No. And the star card, this could very well be that. I know you can't always trust every single doctor, but would you legitimately tell a brain surgeon how to do fucking brain surgery? No. And I feel like somebody is mad because you're experienced in something, or you have some type of reference point, knowledge, wisdom, experience, a knowledge base, education about something that they barely know anything about. But then they're trying to tell you what it is that you need to be doing, or trying to get you to see something that only is going to cause you to be in a 9 of Swords energy, which will make you hesitate, which will make you procrastinate. It's like they're coming from a place of being in an illusion. They're still looking at the illusion and determining their thought process or their knowledge base from the space of that illusion. You're determining it from the space of reality. They could be determining it from a space of wishful thinking. You're determining it from a space of experience and discernment and intuition. That's why they don't understand. But that's fine. It's a lot of air energy out here. I feel like we got Gemini, Cancer, Aries, what did I say? Aquarius, Leo, Libra. I want to say Scorpio as well. But there could also be Gemini. I said Gemini already. I said Libra, Aquarius. So we covered the air signs. We also saw the Queen of Wands, which could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, which I did say Leo. And I did say Aries. But it could also be a Sagittarius. And then you have the King of Pentacles, which could be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And I feel like it strongly could be a Taurus, but it could also be a Virgo or a Capricorn out here. Okay. As things start to come together, what Spirit is saying to you for advice, because this is a part of your manifestations, your magic, your gifts coming together, blossoming, evolving, growing. Spirit is saying what you're drawn to is also drawn to you. I feel like some of you may meet somebody who's very like-minded to you, and there could be a little bit of butting heads or a little bit of, like, you know, banter between the two of you. But I feel like what's going to connect you is that you think the same way when somebody else gets involved. You think similarly. And it's like, I don't know how to explain that. It's kind of like you have a friend group and there's somebody in the friend group who may have a crush on you or may be interested in you or may, you know, want to talk to you. And you guys kind of butt heads every now and then. But there's one big thing that you agree upon that makes you see that person like, wow, I fuck with you. That's what this kind of feels like. This could also be a business deal or something, because the Queen of Swords, King of Swords is here with the Two of Cups. The reason why I say it could be romantic is because we have the Love card, we have the Lovers, and the Two of Cups. Okay? It just feels like something could be blossoming for you. And between you and another person, it's like maybe things are blossoming for you and you're going to meet this person and you guys are being pulled together. And that's how it could come off with that, you know, banter. Or you're meant to work with this person and you're going to bounce ideas off of each other. But there's like other people involved that I feel could be throwing off the balance. Like the Queen of Swords could be meeting the King of Swords, but the King of Swords has the King of Pentacles in their ear, confusing them. The Queen of Swords has the Queen of Wands in her ear, confusing her or telling her things that are based in illusion. So it's like, be careful who you allow in your mental space when you make decisions. Be careful who you allow to give you advice. Be careful who you allow to quote unquote help you, or be careful who you help yourself. Because not everybody is qualified to give you the advice that you need in your situation. And like I tell y'all all the time, disclaimer below, I am not qualified to give you professional advice. I'm telling you my opinion. And it's not always going to resonate, and it's not always going to be for you. And sometimes it is. But you have to take it upon yourself to then look at your situation and see what things can apply or what things you need to let fly. So that's kind of like how you have to act in real life. What else for Pisces? Any other messages? Extra. Child. Extra. Read all about it. News, gossip, dramatic, trying too hard, shit starter. Detective. I said psychic detective. You can peep game. But it says snooping, digging for dirt, accusations. So somebody could be really trying to get evidence on you or something like that. I don't know. Lost. Ghosted, cowardice, disappearing act. So I kind of feel like you discovered that somebody was lost. They were lost in the sauce, or they were a coward. And I said something about cowardice earlier. You know that they're going to disappear, or you're figuring out things about this person that show you that they like to be dramatic, but they're really a coward, and they may get you caught up in fights and expect you to finish what they start. That's a hell no, bitch. What else? Numbing, self-medicating, addictions, irrational behavior. Tiptoeing, annoyance. What? Avoiding getting caught, acting shady, sneaking around. Yeah, it's like someone is numbing how they really feel. Skirt. Quick getaway, the runner escaping. So it kind of feels like someone doesn't want you to know that they feel like either you're being extra or dramatic, or that they are not as confident as they try to come off. It's something like that. It feels like a situation where somebody is looking into you, or somebody is like spying. I don't know if they're spying, but it just kind of feels like they're looking into you, or they're looking at things that you're involved in, and they're not trying to be honest about how they really feel, or they're not. It's like they're not courageous enough to really come to you and tell you to your face how they really feel. And I feel like if you do any further research, you're going to find out that this person is like doing the most, or they do the most in situations. Avoiding getting caught, acting shady, sneaking around, and trying to make a quick getaway, running, escaping. It's like somebody who doesn't want to deal with things, and that's a part of numbing. You get what I'm saying? So it could be that they're dealing with negative situations with toxic fucking positivity. And they're always positive, and they have a problem with you being negative. But really, it's like, it's weird, because that's how the projection works. When people don't know themselves. Because I know all day that I can be talkative. I can ramble. I can be distracted and go off on tangents. And that maybe not everybody's cup of tea. But I'm also realistic when I tell you guys that you don't have to be here. And it's not, I don't disagree if you have a difference of opinion with me. But what we not going to do is act crazy. What you're not going to do is gang up on me because I appear to be here and you appear to be over there in the audience. That's not what we're going to do. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, if you don't know who you are, someone else can convince you into being lost and confused, dazed and confused. One more card. Bitch. Anyway, whoever this is trying to numb whatever pain that they feel with either hyper negativity or toxic positivity. And I feel like you're just finding out. You're lust, greed, bareback, inconsiderate. See what I'm saying? You're just the spiritual detective, the psychic detective. Okay? Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, what is this extra numbing and lost? Temperance reversed and the moon. Whew. Yeah. Underneath the surface, somebody has a really like bad temper. They're really like angry for real. But it's concealed. And it comes out when this person is afraid or they can't like see clearly. They get into the clouds. They get confused. This could happen when someone is high or using rugs with a D to numb whatever they're doing to numb their pain, whether it's drinking, smoking, any type of drugs, any type of addictive behavior. They're using it to numb this imbalance within them. They're using them to numb the feeling that things are not coming together in their life or that something doesn't feel right. Okay. And I feel like but part of it is detective. Part of it is you sensing that something's out of balance or something is not right with this person underneath the surface. Yeah, the Hierophant. And you're leading people and you see the signs that something is going on. So you may know that somebody's on drugs or an alcoholic, or you may sense that somebody's like has some type of mental imbalance. I feel like you're picking up on that. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I love all of you guys and I'm not judging you for any of your situations. I want us all to be able to overcome the things that keep us held back. But a lot of people in the spiritual community have mental instability. And because I'm not a doctor, lawyer, or psychologist, disclaimer below, I cannot diagnose any of y'all. But some of y'all are off your fucking rockers. Or you're off your medication. And I'm not saying that, mainstream medicine is always accurate or they always get it right. But I also know that sometimes you got to do the responsible things in order to get the enjoyable things. I've been to therapy. Can't afford it now, but I've been to therapy. I've talked to licensed therapists and I advocate for therapy. I really do. I advocate, you know what I advocate for? I advocate for a combination. I advocate for blendable things. When somebody don't blend their makeup right, they look like a clown. They look crazy. You got a strong ass blue eyeshadow with a pale face and red lips. Fine. That's your style. That's your steez. I don't have no problem with that. But there's something that needs to be blended here with what's going on. You can't use drugs and alcohol and weed to numb your problems. You can't use tarot and spirituality to numb your problems. You can't simply rely on Western medicine to numb your problems sometimes if you are a spiritual person. I can't tell you what to do. Consult with your doctor. But what I'm saying is sometimes there's a combination. Sometimes we can incorporate techniques that our licensed professionals give us with homeopathic natural remedies through consultation to tackle something that's going on. And I'm going to be honest, some of y'all is throwed the fuck off. And because you have not been nurtured properly within these environments, you come over here and you finally feel heard and seen, but then, some shit be popping off sometime up there. And I'm just being real. And it's a lot of y'all Pisces who feel what I'm saying, and you made it to this point in the reading. A lot of y'all understand and are starting to peep game on how mentally imbalanced motherfuckers are. People are losing their minds, y'all. People are tripping the fuck out. And it's going to be harder and harder for folks to tell the difference between sanity and insanity. But you got the scale. You got the detector. You might have some copper rods. You know when something is off. And you see the signs, because I feel like you have this experience with this Hierophant energy. You've been given keys into being able to see what's behind the scenes to be able to pinpoint what's off. Some of y'all may be studying to be doctors and nurses and be in the medical field or be in the psychological healing field. Maybe this is something that you've been thinking about that you want to do. You should do it because you have that gift. You have that Richter scale and you can sense when that bitch is about to go off. So I'm just saying. What's the Temperance reversed in the Moon? Yeah, Three of Cups. On the surface, it's the Three of Cups, but underneath the surface, something is fucked up. Something is off. Ace of Cups. And you can feel it. And your emotions and your feelings confirm what your intuition is telling you. And I just want you guys to see that that is a gift, okay? It is not something to feel bad about or to try to run from. It's just real. And everybody's not going to understand, but they don't have to for you to do what you need to do. Okay? What's the advice overall for Pisces in this situation? This is literally a channel message. I didn't know what was going to come out. But anyway, learning and forgiving. You may not want to forgive right now someone for something that they've done, or when you have this conversation that could catch you off guard, or that could show you that they're still holding a grudge, or that could point out that they don't respect your boundaries, you may not want to forgive this person. You may just walk away and feel like there's nothing for you to learn. That's cool. Okay. Abundance is yours, though, is at the bottom of the deck, and love surrounds you. Number 10, number 7. So the numbers out here are 21, 10, 7, 19, 62, 58. There's 2 10s actually, because 19 and 10. You have 21, which is a 3. You also have 58, which 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's a 4. 62 is an 8 and 7. I feel like Spirit is telling you that people in these situations, you got to learn to forgive them. I can't tell you what to do. Anyway, they're trying to let you know that the more you forgive these people, or the more you forgive these situations, the more abundance you're going to feel. You don't have to hold on to these situations. You don't have to keep it inside when you have someone who, you're like, damn, why are you trying to convince people of who I am to deflect and hide from who you are? Why are you trying to make people think that I'm one way just because you're jealous or envious of the gifts that I didn't even ask for? Yes, girl. And it's like those types of situations where you just have to say, you know what? I'm just going to let that shit go. Or, you know what? I'm going to let you know exactly where you had me fucked up so that you know that you need to stick to this fucking boundary. And if you cross it, I might beat your ass. Metaphorically, we don't condone violence. So folks can step. Because sometimes you can walk away, you can close the door, and folks do not get the message to fucking step. So listen, I said what I need to say. Like the video and subscribe. Hype your girl up. Donate if you can. Thank you to everyone who's donated. If you want to use the Venmo, PayPal, or Zelle, please do so below. If you want to book a reading or get an email session, that's also linked below. Get in the comments. Let me know if it resonated, Pisces. And remember, this is our Circle Booze. Bye.